All right, Shalom. Start this lesson first and foremost. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to our elders, apostles, great millstone, and rule well. And push out 100% truth and true sincerity. And Shalom to the overflow legs carried across the four winds. Lord, one, this lesson be edifying. And the title of this lesson, I haven't really decided on it yet. But the topic that I really want to go in, is just trying your best, man. Doing your best, trying to put your best foot forward, continuing to put your best foot forward, that's what matters, man. The Lord is, He searches the inner man. What is your intent? Did you pray today? Did you try to pray today? Did you study today? Did you watch a video today? Did you read today? The Lord wants that, man. He wants to see us put an effort. He wants to see us try, man. And as long as you're putting your best foot forward and you're doing everything that you need to do through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahushai, being a brother, showing forth charity and all these things, you have nothing to worry about, man. Because the Lord searches the inner man. He searches the mind, which in the Hebrew is lab, which stands for the mind. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 10, and it says, I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the doings of his fruit. And I want to grab this in the NLT real quick, and it says, but I, the Lord, search all the hearts and examine secret motives. I give all the people their due rewards according to what their actions deserve. If you're trying, you're putting your best foot forward, of course the Lord going to meet you halfway. Of course the Lord gonna keep you. Of course the Lord gonna put the spirit on you to keep finding, to keep pushing, man. Because at the end of the day, we got tasks we gotta do, man. We got a job we gotta do. Yeah, we have our follies that we indulge in. But in this truth of ours, we gotta have a balance, man. Speaking to myself first and foremost, man, we gotta have a balance. This is the book of Proverbs 11 and 1. It says, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. We got to have a balance, Hey, I've been on the game too much, or I've been in too much folly too much. Let me read something right quick, or let me do a video right quick if the Spirit allows. Let me watch a video right quick. Hey, let me call a brother. Let's chop it up on the phone. Let's chop it up in the Spirit, man. That's one thing that, we got to exercise, having a balance. Don't try to overkill yourself, man. Don't try to do too much. The scriptures already speak about too much honey, But yeah, man, just trying to put your best foot forward, man. Just doing what you got to do. The scriptures already tell us, it says give diligence. 2 Peter 1 and 10, it says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fail. The scriptures already tell us. So if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, hey, you're making sure that your calling and election is sure. Because what? Your faith, what the scriptures say? Faith without works is dead. How can you prove your faith? How can you prove that you believe in something? By putting in the work. By you putting in the work, that's making your calling and election sure. I don't know you part of the elect. Hey, you part of the elect. You doing what you got to do. But, putting your best foot forward, man. Continue to put your best foot forward, man. And, hey, sometimes we mess up. Sometimes we fuck up. Sometimes we fall short. But the beautiful thing about falling is knowing where you messed up at, man. Which leads to the next precept, Proverbs 24 and 16. It says, for a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. A just man falls 7 times and get back up again. And the beautiful thing about falling is when you fall, you see where you messed up at, or you see what area you need to strengthen that was weakened, or what area you needed to critique. So when you get back up through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahushai, you're able to overcome that obstacle. You're able to overcome it through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahushai. Hey, yeah, sometimes you're going to mess up, man. But it's all about putting your best foot forward. What is your intent? What is your mindset behind this? What is your reasoning? Why are you doing what you're doing? because you want to get salvation. Yeah, I'm tired, but hey, I'm gonna watch this video right quick. I'm tired, but hey, let me do this video. I ain't do my video today, or I ain't do my 3 videos, which is the minimum. But hey, I did 3. Let me do 1 more. You doing that? The Lord sees that, and the Lord loves that. The Lord loves when we take the extra step. The Lord loves when we take the extra mile. The Lord loves when we sacrifice, man. You working a 10-hour shift, you tired, but you're like, hey, man. And even if you don't get up to it that same day, at least you thought about it, man. And that's what the Lord loves, man. The Lord loves things like that. You putting your best foot forward. You trying. The next precept that I want to grab is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Scripture says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the truth. At the end of the day, hey, study to show thyself approved. Make sure you're doing what you got to do. Make sure you're studying, speaking to myself first and foremost. Because at the end of the day, we got a job to do, And hey, not every day you're going to go to your job, 100%. Not every day you're going to go full force and authority. And some days you got slow days on the job. Sometimes you got slow weeks. But as long as you're trying, as long as you're putting your best foot forward, that's all that matters, man. Don't be too hard on yourself. And don't overkill yourself. Something that the brother Warsaw tells me all the time. Don't overkill yourself, man. Everybody, you know your measure. You know what you can handle. But as long as you're putting your best foot forward and you're doing what you got to do, hey, that's all that matters, man. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to our elders, apostles, a great millstone, to root well, and push out 100% truth and true sincerity. And shalom to the whole full across the 4 winds. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom.